Hey everybody, welcome to another video. I'm FearCell. Today, we're going to talk about how you can get away from those flea market prices and build some guns from all the level 2 traders. Let's find out how to do it. Before we roll into the video, I just want to let you guys know I do stream on Twitch. Link is in the description below. I hope to see y'all there so you can join me for my Kappa experience. Now let's get started. So today, we're going to talk about a few different guns. They're not every single gun on the level 2 trader list. There's some guns I left out, but these are the ones that I use just because the parts are accessible. You can get them all from the level 2 traders. You don't have to worry about going to the flea market to buy magazines like you do for some of the vectors, because they're only barter trades. And so these ones are every single parts from level 2, easy to get a hold of, and they help you level up the traders a little bit easier when you're getting those quests and stuff done, so you can spend the money as well. So, all right, first guns we're going to start with is the OP SKS. All right, the first one, this is just your standard OP SKS. You can get these actually from all the level 1 traders. The gun itself comes from Jaegar level 1. The mag comes from Peacekeeper level 1, and then the sight comes from Prapor level 1. And so you can build this straight off the bat, right at the beginning of the game as soon as you unlock Jaegar with that first quest for Mechanic. But this is your typical SKS. This is like the classic gun of Tarkov. It's been around forever, and you can one-tap people with this. The PS ammo is phenomenal ammo you can get from level 1 Prapor, and it's just phenomenal. Okay, but we're actually going to pair it with the SKS you can put from the level 2 traders. Okay, so this one is built all the parts from level 2. You got Peacekeeper, Mechanic. It's kind of all over the place. But I'll go over exactly which ones or what parts are in here. I just want to talk about the differences first. Okay, first thing, the big notice, all right, you got 33 ergonomics from the OP SKS, the level 1 one, and then you got 66 over here. So you have literally doubled just from these parts here. The reason ergonomics is important is because that's what's going to allow you to aim down sights longer. It's going to allow you to zoom in quieter if you have to, if you're worried about somebody being nearby. It's going to not drain your arm stamina so much because it's a huge thing now with the 12.9 patch. And so ergonomics is playing a huge factor compared to what it used to play with or play into. So you want to keep that up. You want to get that as high as you possibly can. So from the level 2 traders, you're looking at 66. All right, so we're going to look at some other things that make a huge difference here. We're going to look at vertical recoil. At the level 1 OP SKS, you're going to get 150 vertical recoil with 340 horizontal recoil. And then you're going to get the level 2, 91 recoil with 200. So that is a huge, huge, huge difference. Okay, the biggest things that's making those differences is the ability to put a foregrip on there, and then also the stock. The stock was a huge, huge, huge difference. It's got like 34% recoil reduction, pretty sure. 32%, I'm sorry, 32% recoil reduction. So, and you could buy that one from Mechanic. I'll go over the parts here, exactly all the parts I put on here in a second. But just from level 1 traders to level 2 traders, it makes a huge, huge, huge difference. Okay, so let's go into the parts real quick for this one. So first, we'll start from tip. Go to the butt, just like the Navy. Thank you, Grand Thumb, for that little reference. If you don't know his channel, go check it out. If you like guns and stuff like that, he does a lot of gun reviews and how to set up your kit. Really, really cool dude. So, all right. So first is the DK1, 7.62 and 5.45 muzzle brake. So you do have to use the weapon tuning SKS thread adapter that's on there. So really, when you pull up an SKS, you only get 2 muzzle options. You get the thread adapter and then the suppressor. Just put the thread adapter on there, and then you're able to attach a few different muzzle devices. But from level 2 traders, the DTK1 is the best one that you can get yourself a hold of. Moving back, you get that option for a foregrip there. So the RK4 foregrip is my personal favorite for the one that you can put on the guns at level 2 traders. It comes from Skier, and you're getting -2 recoil and 4 ergonomics, so you can't say no to options in both, or at least buffs in both from that. You get the 20-round magazine, which are removable, unlike the 10-round magazines, so you can carry multiple at the same time. It makes quicker reloads instead of having to top load like you do with the 10-round. And then I put the DT mount on there, okay, which you can get from Jaegar. The Cobra mount. And then that allows you to put a laser or a flashlight or something like on there. Really, at this point, it's preference. So you can get like the X400. You can get this blue laser, the NC Star blue laser. You can get a few things. So at this point, it's all shooter's preference. So, and then I put the Prism on there. I really like the Prism. You do have to get the compact mount, but I really like the Prism. I've got one on my AR at home, and so it's just my personal favorite one to use. I really enjoy it. Then with this stock, which is the Tapco Interfuse stock, you have to also add the Assault SKS foregrip, and then I always put the what is it? The DS. All right, the Chris Defiance DS 150 stock. Okay, that's the one you want to put on as mechanical too. So you're good there. Okay. These are my this is my SKS setup. Now, when it comes to that, it does cost a little bit more money. So you're looking at a huge difference here in price though. Okay, so with the level 1 OP SKS, you're spending about 55K. All right, depending on some fluctuations and things like that, but you're approximately spending about 55K on this level 1 OP SKS. And then and that's with gun included. So then the level 2 one, you're spending about 105K. So you've almost doubled the price. You're getting double the stats, you know, with the ergonomics and stuff like that, but you're doubling the price as well. So just be aware of that. If you're looking for a budget option, the level 1 OP SKS is a much better option. Where the level 2, you're going to spend that more money, and you're going to feel the difference, but you're going to spend the money there to get that difference. All right, so now we're moving on to the AKs. Both the 7.62 AKs and the 5.45 AKs have very similar parts, very similar stats, so I'm not going to go too crazy into them, but I will break it down a little bit by parts so you know that those kind of things. So when you're going through this, just remember lights and lasers and like sights and stuff like that are shooter's preference. So I'm not going to I'm not going to go too into detail with those, but I will talk about the difference between the two when we get into it. So first, tip to butt, your Dynacomp muzzle brake is from mechanic level 2, and that's the best one you can get from level 2 traders. So that's the one I automatically throw on the 7.62 AKs only. I'll talk about the difference, like I said, with the 5.45 in a second. Going back, like I said, flashlight, shooter's preference. The foregrip I put on there is the CAA RS47, or the handguard, excuse me. I put that on there because it's got a higher higher recoil boost than the B10 one that you can also get from level 2 traders, but you are spending dollars on it is from Peacekeeper, so you need to keep that in mind as well. Once again, that RK4 foregrip that I really like. Now, when it comes to dust covers and how you do that, I really like putting the Bastion on there because if I find a better sight in raid that's something like a Valday or anything like that, I could put that on there. Some people like sticking the original dust cover, and then they put on the Tactula Weaver adapter, and then throw something like an EOTech or a PK06 on there. But you can't get the PK06 from level 2 traders. You're going to spend an absorbent amount on that on the flea market just because a lot of people see it as the meta site. So you put something like an EOTech or something like that on there, but it does restrict your ability compared to the Bastion when it comes to sight choices. As you can see here, you throw the Bastion back on there, throw on a plethora more sight opportunities available. So, you know, you can do everything. You can go back to that Prism if you want to, or anything like that to get yourself a little bit of zoom, where you can't do that with Tactula. So that's why I picked the Bastion over that. Now, I always stick, when it comes to pistol grips, I stick with the Saw style pistol grips. I just really like, one, I like it being black. It's just a cosmetic thing for me, but I really like that. And then also, I like the little bit of ergonomics boost it gives you over just leaving it there. So, but you can just leave it. But at the end of the day, shooter's preference again. This is the one that I like to use. It gives a little bit of an ergonomics boost, and I like how it looks. So, now, when it comes to stock, all right, you have a few different options, but from level 2, I always do the AKM lock with the PT1 stock. Okay, that's the only one you can get with the AKM lock. The 5.45 AKs are a little different. I'll show you that in a second. But I throw the AKM lock on there. A lot of people end up just sticking with the regular stock and throwing the butt pad on there, which is also a really viable option. But like I said, some of these are my preferences, and so put that on there. You spend a little bit extra money on that, but that's the way it goes. So a little bit of differences on the 5.45 AKs. Okay, your front end is going to be different. You're going to go to that TK1 that the SKS had on there because it is a 7.62 and a 5.45. And then when it comes to the back here, you're going to have the PT-74S PT lock for the stock, and then you do get 2 different stock options, but the only one available from level 2 is the PT1, just like the AKM, so you're good there. This is also showing the B10 foregrip, so it does have the option for you to put a foregrip on there, and then also a sight or light as well. So I've got the blue sight on there, yet RK foregrip as well. Some of these do allow you, if you would like to put on, if you want to leave just the regular dust cover on there, you can put sights like the PK or the PSOs, or maybe an OKP7 or the Cobra sights. You can put that kind of stuff on there if you want to as well. So you're not spending money on a foregrip or the Tactula sight weaver mount thing, but you're also getting yourself an optic on there. So I really like the OKP7s. I've heard a lot of people don't like those, but it's one that I really like, and I enjoy using it because it's cheap and you can just throw it on there. So, but you do need these certain AKs that do those kind of things. So I wanted to show you guys the Bastion, and that way you can put those, that can go on any AK. You don't have to worry about making sure you have the right one. So both of these AKs, when you do the pricing of getting everything from traders, and I'm doing everything in rubles. I'm not splitting up by dollars or anything. So if there are some things on dollars on here, I did convert it to rubles. But you're spending about 130K with the price of the guns on these AKs. So you're not breaking the bank, but it's not super budget either. If you're looking for super budget, that OP SKS is definitely a better option for you. Moving on to the RFB. The RFB is a 7.62 by 5.1 or 308, as we commonly call it, round. It takes FAL mags, which is super awesome, so you can get those level 2 traders. And then it takes all 7.62 by 5.1 options on the front, like the muzzle brakes and stuff. You do have to buy the RFB thread spacer. You can't just throw it right on there like some of the guns allow you to do. So you gotta buy the thread spacer, which isn't expensive at all. And then the best one that I found for recoil reduction for muzzle brakes is the Compensator 2A X3 for the AR-10. That's the one I put on there. It's the best one. It's from Mechanic, and that's the one that I found from 2 traders that you can get. Once again, RK4 foregrip, and sight is shooter's preference. Now, there's not really much else you can do to the RFB, but it shoots 7.62 by 51, so you can buy M80 rounds and down some people. I killed Sanitar with this before. I know a lot of people kind of hate on this gun a little bit because it's not like super great, and it wasn't like the hunter killer that everybody thought it was going to be. But I really enjoy using it. It's fun to use it. It's loud. So I like running shoreline with it. So and with that one, with like I said, using rubles and everything like that, you're spending about 112K, so you're definitely cheaper than the AKs. You're packing as much punch as the AKs. When it comes to recoil, 7.62 AK, you do have significantly more recoil on the RFB, but it's semi-automatic. It's not full auto, so you don't have to worry about it. So once again, you're spending more money with the AKs, but you're getting better stats and stuff out of it compared to the less money with the RFB. Now, if you got some dollars to blow and you really like using submachine guns in the 9mm round, the MP5 SD is one of my favorite options to go with, and it is also one of the very few suppressed guns you can use from level 2 traders. The only other real suppressor that I've seen is like for pistols, and then 9mm guns if you want to like spend money like MPX or something like that, or like the Saiga 12 gauge suppressor as well. But this one, I really enjoy using an MP5. It's got virtually no recoil to it at all. If you want to look at stats, you're looking at 32 recoil, 57 ergonomics. So you can aim down sights for an extended period of time without your arm stamina dying. It's super light. It's only 3.5 kilograms, so you don't have to worry about weight too much with it. And then recoil is virtually non-existent. So although the 9mm at this point in the game is not best, you can lay 30 rounds into somebody without too much recoil getting into your way. So parts that we're going to go over here. When you buy a stock MP5, you have to replace the upper receiver. So you can come down here and put the MP5 SD upper receiver on there. Then you have to put the MP5 SD handguard with the MP5 SD suppressor. That'll get you a complete functional gun that you can use. Now, if you want to do, oh, you do have to throw the stock on there because it pulls the stock off when you pull the upper receiver off, so be aware of that as well. But if you want to pimp it out a little bit with a light, laser, and a sight, you got to sit here and you got to take the, what's this called? The MP5 SD tri-rail and throw, once again, shooter's preference. If you want laser, lights, whatever, I just put the X400 on there just because it's both. And then you have to take the MFI HK Universal Low Profile Scope mount. It's a mouthful. You got to put that on there, and then you can put several different sights on there. This is one of those things where you get to use several different sights again. So, once again, your preference, whatever you would like to use. From Level 2 traders, I really like Geotex. So, and that's a super simple gun to throw together, but it is all, like this build right here exactly, is all dollars. I'm spending dollars on everything, and when you break it down from dollars to rubles, it's about 130K. So it's definitely not a cheap gun. It's not a cheap budget option that you can go with, but it is all dollars if you have them to spend and you need to level up Peacekeeper. And it's high rate of fire, super low recoil, and you're getting through raids with this. And I don't see too many people taking MP5s just because they take up a little extra space. But if they're smart, they take the mag out and they throw it in their bag and they can get out. So just be careful with this one. I do enjoy using it though. It's a lot of fun to use, especially if you're trying to shoot people in the face. Some 9mm rounds, you can really pinpoint the face. So last but definitely not least, you're looking at a Mosin here. Okay, this Mosin with the scope on and everything is going to cost you about 63K, but it's super minimal to put together. Everything's from Prapor. I don't know why it has the thing on there, but it's a super simple gun to use. It's one of the most powerful guns of the game. It's one of the early game, like, just complete destroyers because you just schwack everybody with a Mosin. But to take this one, you buy a Mosin, all right, and then you take the Kochetov, that's how you say that, mount for the Mosin. It's just this little rod mount thing that allows you to put the PU 3.5 ring on there, and then you put the PU scope on there, okay, and that gets you a scoped gun for something like Woods if you're trying to get scav kills or player kills, really, because you can just one-tap people with this, and it's great. And you can get rounds for it early without any issue. And then also scavs drop this a lot, so you're able to pick this up, and you can save a lot of money just by picking up a Mosin and getting out and spending 15K, 15 to 20K on Prapor, and you're good there. So total, this Mosin will cost you about 63K. All right. So if you want to get down and snipe some dudes, Mosin's definitely one of the best ways to do it from the level 2 traders. I really like the Mosin and the PU sight. It's super simple. You don't have all these crazy mill dots or anything anywhere. So you pull the trigger on somebody's head, they're gonna die. But that's it for now. All right, that's wraps up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys found this knowledgeable. And I hope to see you guys using these guns. That way you can avoid the flea market, stop paying inflated prices and things like that, and just kill some dudes, kill some scavs, kill some players, kill scav boss, whole 9 yards. Okay. Like I said, I did leave some guns out, but these are the ones that I use. I don't really use the Vector. I don't use the AK-74U. I don't use them. And it's just because the stuff is expensive to get to, like, especially with Vector mags and things like that. Stuff's really expensive on the flea market. And these are just guns you can build for level 2 traders. Helps you build your traders up or load them up with money and stuff like that. And it also gets you to not break your bank every time you're building a gun or trying to build a kit. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys liked it, feel free to leave a like and a comment talking about things that I can do next or some other guns you want me to go over. And also feel free to swing over to my Kappa Experience series. You can watch me try and earn Kappa for the first time this wipe. And also don't forget that I do stream on Twitch. So I hope to see you guys when I'm live there. And I'll see y'all in the next video.